It is beginning to make sense to everyone now what the West wants from Africa. When everyone was growing up in Africa, we had a belief that the African leaders are so sucked in corruption that they do not know how to develop African countries. That was what we believe. But this video is going to explain the reason why Africa is undeveloped till today. Africa still depends in the West till today. And before I do that, I just want to tell you, if this is the first time you're coming across my videos, do well to subscribe and like my videos, share my videos to other people. Let's create awareness together. Let's create awareness together. Okay, now everyone thought that the African leaders, more especially Nigeria has oil, has so many mineral resources, but there is no development in the country. The country is perishing every single day. The currency keep rising daily, and the activities going on in the country is so cost that the less privileged found it so difficult to feed. Average people in Nigeria don't even have money to educate their children in secondary school, to talk of the higher level institution like university and so on. And everybody do not know where this whole thing is coming from. Now this president here, this new president here, is revealing everything. He is the one that is bringing awareness to Nigeria, to other parts of Africa, because after he refused, to adapt the policy that the France has, put on their country, that is when development and things began to change. I used to wonder, like, we have so much mineral resources, we have a whole lot of things in Africa, but there is no development, zero development. Now this is where it becomes wicked. The West do not want the development of Africa. Do you know what they do? They manipulate the leaders of Africa, and that is why you see the leaders. No wonder I used to ask myself, how could someone watch his people cry in pain, yell in pain, and he has all the money, he has everything it takes to help this person, but they do not help this person? This is because the Western are manipulating the leaders of Africa, and because of that, the leaders of Africa, they do not want to use the resources that they have to develop the country, because if they do, the East are going to intervene, and they are likely to do something that will be very, very wicked to core. And so because of that whole thing, Africa keep on living in bondage. Africa is in bondage, right from the time, and because of the power that these people is exercising in Africa, Africa still remain in bondage. But the people pretend that they are not in bondage. The people pretend to have given these people, to have given Africa freedom, but they have not given Africa freedom. Do you know what France said to these people? He said that they are too young to live on their own, and these are people that you have granted freedom. These are the people who you said that they are independent, but you still intervene in go into the country to see what they actually going on in the country. You seem to take almost parts of the country, taking charge of almost all the activities that is going on in that country, controlling their resources. This is wicked, and this should end. I am so happy that this president was able to rise, and no one knew how he come about, and no one knew. Maybe it's the time that God decided to say, oh, I'm using this particular person to save Africa, because all Africa should say no to slavery, should say no to allowing the whites to use our resources, and we are not gaining anything. The country is undeveloped. Everywhere in Africa is so messed. You will graduate from university and you will have zero job. You will have no job to do, and you will just be sitting around wasting all those years and all those money you spend in university. I am calling on Africa countries, all their leaders to come together. They should unite together and start to build Africa. Not just one person, sitting and say, oh, I just want to build my own country. No, building Africa to be to be independent. You understand? That is what I am calling on, and I want you all to share this video to reach to as many as possible, so that all African leaders can come together. Let's build Africa. Let's be independent. Let's depend on our resources, and we can use these resources, judiciously, and make our country, a better place to live in, instead of being manipulated by the West and being controlled probably because of their weapons that they have, because it's clear that they have a lot of weapons, which is the only thing I see that Africans are being scared of. I mean, these were the people that you took back in 100 years ago. You took these people to your land, and they struggled, they suffered, and developed your country, because they were the one who did all the foundation of the buildings that you guys have there, everything. It was African people that were used to work all those things. And now these people, now you said, oh, you're giving these people freedom already, let them go, let them be dependent, and still you are controlling them, saying that they are not strong enough to be on their own. Who the hell are you, man? This is really not making any single sense to me. And I am calling everyone, let us unite together and rise and be independent Africa. From there, each country can then develop. Look at what this president is doing. So it is time to say no to the Westerners. If you must come into Africa, you must have proper passport. You must come in due process, just like the way you guys require us to do come to your place in due process. That is what all Africa countries should implement in their laws.